Have you ever witnessed someone accidentally drop their wallet? And if you have, what did you do? Did you grab it, run after them, and return the wallet? Or did you check what's inside and put it in your pocket? Or are you the type to get the money and return the wallet empty? Tell me, honestly, what would you do? Let's have a moment and think for a second. Think about the time you accidentally lost your wallet. Remember the feeling of urgency and frustration you have for yourself when you realize it's gone? Now think about the time when someone tapped your shoulder and gave you the very thing you were looking for. Didn't that feel nice? Whether it's returning a wallet, informing the cashier they gave you too much change back, or just remembering to say thank you. Wouldn't it be nice to be one of the reasons why someone's day just got a bit better? Let's learn about certain things we shouldn't lose in the first place while making someone's day. You don't want to miss out on today's story and another key to untapping your potential. Welcome to Untapping Your Potential, where we will share with you motivational stories, motivational figures, comeback stories, and public speaking tips that will keep you growing and inspire you to take action. There was once a merchant in search of a camel. He went to the market looking for one. Alas, he found a good breed of camel and looked for its owner. The owner was reluctant to sell his camel, but with so much bargaining, the owner eventually gave in and left it at a good price. The merchant happily went home with the camel he just bought. Once he arrived, he assigned one of his servants to take the camel along with the other camels and remove all things, including the saddle, off the animal. When the servant removed the saddle, his eyes immediately landed on something hidden underneath it. There, the servant attained a red velvet pouch, and inside the pouch were diamonds. He immediately went to the merchant, informing them of the treasure. "Sir, you bought a camel, but look what came with it for free," the servant shouted in excitement. The merchant was also surprised when he saw those shining diamonds. The precious stones twinkled even brighter under the sunlight. "I will return this pouch immediately," the merchant announced. "The owner must be looking for it by now." "Why? If you keep the bag, no one else will know," the servant stated. "No," the merchant spoke sternly. "I paid for the camel, not for the diamonds. It's only fitting to return this to its rightful owner." At once, the merchant left with the red velvet pouch and its contents, looking for the camel's former owner. The merchant looked long and hard for the owner. When he eventually found him, he immediately gave him the pouch. Receiving the red velvet pouch back, the owner was visibly happy. "Oh, I forgot I kept these precious stones under that saddle," the owner said. "Thank you so much for returning it." "Please, sir," the owner looked at the merchant and presented his open pouch between them. "Pick 2 diamonds." The merchant smiled, but declined gently. I don't need any reward or thanks for this." Despite the decline, the owner still insisted he take at least one of the diamonds. At last, the merchant spoke. "When I decided to return the pouch, I had already taken 2 most precious diamonds." After hearing this, the owner was taken aback. He emptied his pouch and started counting all of his diamonds. The owner returned all his diamonds in the pouch and was confused. He asked, "There isn't a single diamond here that's missing." The merchant nodded his head and said, "The 2 diamonds were my integrity and my honesty." The owner took his diamonds and thanked the merchant once more, for he learned a valuable lesson that day, that no matter what the circumstance, speak with honesty, think with sincerity, and act with integrity. But what does this have to do with helping other people? Or returning the wallet? Or returning the diamonds? What is it about being human that makes us feel better when we help others? Sometimes it's just nice to do something for someone without getting anything in return. The fact that you didn't compromise your values just for a temporary gain, you should give yourself a pat on the back. you help someone. You save them from headaches and dilemma. According to a scientist named Margaret Mead, the first sign of civilization was with a 15,000-year-old fractured femur found in an archaeological site. This particular bone had been broken and had healed long before the benefits of modern medicine. If you had a fractured bone or any ailment during these times, you're not going to last long in the wild. You cannot run from danger. You cannot drink or even hunt for food. With this fractured femur, there is concrete evidence that it was only possible it healed because someone else had taken time to help this person. Someone stayed behind the rest to assist a wounded person. They tended to the wound, brought them to a safer place, and made sure they survived. This person would have easily left the wounded behind and saved their own life. They could very well continue living, and there will be no consequence for their actions. Instead, they stayed behind to help a fellow man. If you think about it, helping the injured did not provide that person with any financial benefit. They were not paid to do so, or probably rewarded for their action, but they did it nonetheless because they decided to do so. Question is, what drove this person to help the injured? We'll never know, but what we do know is the result of the person's heroic act created the society that we know today. It is from helping one another that we manage to grow as a society and grow as mankind. So it is only natural that we continue to do so. So you see, the importance of integrity is you get to have your own values. Having your own values means you have something to stand for. Because if you stand for something, you won't just fall for anything. You won't be swayed with peer pressure. You don't have to worry about doing something you didn't want to do. And most importantly, these values can rub off on someone else. You, overall, spread positivity and energy to people around you. Doesn't that sound nice? With honesty, a lot of people are going to trust you and are going to rely on you. There's just something beautiful about having honesty as your best policy because you're showing your true colors. That makes you genuine. That attracts people who value your integrity. As Spencer Johnson once said, integrity is telling myself the truth, and honesty is telling the truth to other people. So remember, never undervalue your two most precious diamonds for anything. Thanks for watching this video. How would you like to hear more motivational stories on a consistent basis? Do me a favor and support the channel by sharing, commenting below, and please make sure to like and hit that subscribe button to get the latest updates. Soon, you will be on your way to feeling inspired.